You're listening to Bowl Game Radio with Bruce Binkowski and Mark Neville on San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Bowl Game Radio here on the Mighty 1090. I'm Mark Neville, and a reminder that Bowl Game Radio is brought to you in part by National University. Accommodate your busy schedule, your life, your university, National University. And MJE Marketing, creative, connected, and always curious. Visit mjemarketing.com. Bruce, we have a couple calls we'd like to take in right now. So first, why don't we jump over to Roger in Chula Vista. Roger in Chula Vista, welcome to the show. You're on with Bruce Binkowski and Mark Neville.
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
Good.
Hey, I don't know a whole lot about bowls. I remember Tupperware bowls because my mom sold them when I was a kid. But
hey Roger, that was brutal, dude. Brutal.
You like that, huh? I've been working on that one all season.
Excellent.
Now, here's my question. I used to do stuff for the NFL for the pregame and postgame shows. So for about 8 years, I traveled around to different cities, and I'd work with that. You know, got to be on the field, do all that stuff, and it was fabulous. My question is this. If San Diego can host a Super Bowl and it pleases the NFL and they're happy with it and you just have awesome results, I think, citywide, the support and stuff, why isn't that something that the BCS looks into as a particular destination to host a BCS bowl game? To me, I look at it as a no-brainer. Like, man, San Diego during the winter, let's book it. Let's get people there. I think it would be fabulous.
There's no question that San Diego is the ideal destination for a big game like that.
But, and there's always a but in this situation, first of all, we did bid on the college football playoffs several months ago, and we did not get the nod. And one of the problems we are going to be facing in the future, and by the way, we will continue to bid. Our job as a bowl association is to get big events here in San Diego where fans will come to San Diego and fill up our hotel rooms, thus why we have the Poinsettia and Holiday Bowl games. But as far as the college football playoff is concerned, we do have the issue with the stadium. These people who put on these major bowl events now want to have big stadiums, modern stadiums with bunches of suites and a lot of the things that they want. It's pretty difficult to get. So we're going to continue to bid, but we're going to be battling Dallas, the stadium in Dallas, the stadium in New Orleans, the stadium in Atlanta, in Phoenix. So that's what you're up against. And plus, you have to raise a lot of money to get this playoff games down here.
And not only that, Bruce, but regionally, you know, we're flanked by the Rose Bowl right up the road and the University of Phoenix Stadium. Out in Arizona, so it's that would be 3 games right in a small area. And
so what we're going to continue to bid on these games, but it'll make it a lot easier when we get a new stadium here in San Diego.
Yeah.
Roger, thanks so much for calling in. Hold on, we're going to get your address so we can send you a $25 gift card to the Mission Valley Tilted Kilt. Let's take another call. Brad from San Diego. Brad, welcome to Bowl Game Radio. You're on with Bruce Binkowski and Mark Neville.
How you doing, fellas?
Good.
Listen, with the playoffs coming next year, I want to know how it'll affect the Holiday Bowl if either 2 Big Ten or 2 Pac-12 teams qualify, since that is the new alignment for next year. And speaking about the Holiday Bowl semifinal and the championship, once they expand those playoffs, which you all know is going to go to 8 and 16, does that make it a more likely opportunity for the Holiday Bowl?
Bite your tongue, Brad, in San Diego. We hope it doesn't go to 8 and 16 teams, that's for sure.
Well, we know it's going to go there, but what happens if it does? Does the Holiday Bowl then qualify for the championship or the semifinal?
Well, first of all, when we find out if it's going to happen, it won't happen for 6 years. The current contract is for 6 years with the college football playoffs, with all the bowl agreements. They're all 6 years. So we're not going to know until 6 years down the road if it is going to expand. There's a lot of speculation already, but we just don't know. In terms of how it affects the National University Holiday Bowl under the current structure, I don't think it affects us much at all. It's the same situation we have with the current BCS. You're going to have 1, possibly 2 teams go up out of the Pac-12. Starting next year, 1, possibly 2 teams It could be more, but doubtful.
You know,
out of the Big Ten.
And I don't think it'll impact it at all because the conferences, they beat each other up. You know, I mean, they play each other and they get losses, and that's how you're going to eliminate teams from. I think it'll be rare, if ever, when you get three teams from a conference.
And you're always going to get out of and we're talking holiday right now, out of the Pac-12 and the Big Ten, you're always going to get quality teams. We're top tier of both of those conferences. So every year, the National University Holiday Bowl is going to have an outstanding matchup, not only this year, but in years to come.
And Bruce, I don't think it's going to affect our other game either. The San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl should not be impacted by this new playoff structure at all.
No. Again, it's the same situation as we have right now. You're going to get the best available teams out of the for the Poinsettia. While we're talking about that, we may as well bring up the announcement we made today for the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia
Brad,
Bowl.
by the way, thanks for the call, and hold on so we can get your address, and we'll ship you out a $25 Tilt-to-Kilt gift card.
So at the Poinsettia Bowl agreement starting next year, we will have a team from the Mountain West Conference, and we've matched up teams from the Naval Academy in 2014, 2015 Army, if they're bowl eligible, BYU in 16 and 18, and a Mid-American Conference team in 17 and 19. So we're going to have a big variety of teams coming in to the Poinsettia Bowl every year. And what a great variety. You've got the Naval Academy and what they bring to San Diego. You have Army, and again, and I've said this for years, if Army's ever bowl eligible, it's going to be huge for our community. In fact, I was back at the Army game earlier this year, and somebody said to me, he said, well, you know, it's a Navy town. Why would you want Army? And I said, you know what, if Army comes, it's a military town.
And not only that, the pageantry that the service academies have, I mean, it just adds to the whole bowl experience that is great for San Diego.
Absolutely. And Brigham Young University, BYU, whether you like them or not, they bring thousands of fans and a great brand of football. And with the Mid-American Conference, you know, this is a conference that is not as well known as the top five, the MAC, but they've got some great football teams. In fact, Northern Illinois, 9-0, played in the BCS last year. They're 9-0 this year. Great team. Ohio, even though they got beat up by Buffalo last night, a solid team. University of Buffalo, Toledo. They've got some great teams in that conference. So we're going to have a lot of variety. And, of course, the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl is just such a family affair with the marching bands and the fireworks. So we're really excited about both matchups for our future. Remember, holiday, National University Holiday Bowl, Pac-12, Big Ten starting next year.
That'll be exciting. We're going to take another call now from Temecula. We have Dan. Dan, welcome to Bowl Game Radio. You're on with Bruce and Mark.
Hey, guys. How you doing tonight?
We're doing great. Thanks for calling in, Dan.
All right. Well, thanks for putting on two great bowl games every year. They're really exciting. I know the public gets fired up. I have a question about ticket allocation. How many tickets do you send to each school that travels, and how many are out there? What percentage is available for the general public?
Well, for the Poinsettia Bowl, it's a small number. It's about 3,000 tickets per team that they're required to buy. And the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl, we always expect a crowd in the 30, 35, 40,000 range, so we're focusing on filling up the lower bowl. So there's plenty of good seats available and a whole lot of great ticket bargains for the Poinsettia.
Yeah, I mean, well, the UT San Diego Family 4-pack is one example where you can get 4 plaza-level tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, a game program for just $170. To address your question about the National University Holiday Bowl, each team this year gets 11,000 tickets. So that's 22,000 tickets there. Our local ticket sales, our membership base is another 30,000 or so. So right out of the gate, we're at 55,000 tickets. That said, we still have really good tickets available for that game as well.
Remember, Qualcomm Stadium seats 66,000 for football, so there's plenty of good seats available.
That answer your question there, Dan?
No, just keep up the good work, and good luck in the two best matchups this year, and I'll be going. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right.
Hey, thanks for calling, Dan. Hold on so we can get your address and ship you out a Tilted Kilt Mission Valley gift card. So while we have just a second here, Bruce, I want to remind our listeners to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter using @HolidayBowlGame or @Poinsettia Bowl. And hey, we're now on Instagram. Look for us at SD Bowl Games. But going back to Facebook real quickly, we really do encourage you to go to Facebook. We do certain things throughout the week. And in fact, on Tuesday, we have Tuesday Trivia. And we had a kind of a fun question. Bruce, I don't even think you saw this yesterday, because you are not a Facebook guy, right?
I am not.
No. So we had the question, how many touchdowns have been scored in the history of the Holiday Bowl? How many would you think it would be, Bruce?
Well, you go back to 1978, so it's 35 games. You've had a lot of high-scoring games. So let's see, an average of I'm going to say 127.
Way off. Believe it or not, in the 35 years, there have been 255 touchdowns scored in our history.
255.
That's right. So now let's go to the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl. We did it on Facebook, the Facebook page for the Poinsettia Bowl. We did the same question. How many have been scored, how many touchdowns in the history of the Poinsettia Bowl?
Now I was so far off on the holiday. Let's see, for the Poinsettia, there's 8 years, 8 games. Average score, let's see, 5 touchdowns. I'm going to say 45.
You're pretty close.
Okay.
54 touchdowns in our history.
Better.
I will tell you, though, one of somebody who follows us on Facebook, they wrote in and said, there was a Poinsettia Bowl before yours.
There was.
Yep. And so he added that up. He came with 112, and I thought that was pretty.
Okay, one last thing. I know we're tight for time, but speaking of trivia, back in 1977, when they had to name the game contest for the Holiday, what are they going to call it? Holiday. The finalists were Holiday and Poinsettia. So we named it the Holiday Bowl back then, and to give Poinsettia a little love, the Poinsettia was named the official flower of the Holiday Bowl. And then when we started the second game in 2005, it was a natural.
Yep.
It was just a slam dunk. So that's a little more trivia for you.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, we're going to talk with the executive producer of the Mountain West Digital Network, Jesse Kurtz. We're going to go inside the Mountain West Conference. So you're listening to Bowl Game Radio on the San Diego Bowl Game Media Network and the Mighty 1090.